Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our third Daily Wrap show. Brett Parbery, I almost feel like we're getting somewhat under control with these shows.
Yeah, well, I mean, if today's anything to go by, it was fantastic.
And we are so lucky tonight to be joined by the gorgeous, lovely Emma Booth. Emma, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
It's been so lovely having you here at the complex. We look forward to watching you ride here tomorrow at 12:20 as our feature special guest.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited, and it's been amazing to just be a part of the entire show, the competition. I've enjoyed doing some commentating with you on the side as well, change it up a bit. So yeah, it's been fun.
So we can't wait to watch Emma ride tomorrow on Zidane. But earlier today, Emma was so kind. She actually let us go behind the scenes and have a little look at her and her special bond with this lovely horse, Zidane.
My name's Emma Booth and I'm a Paralympian. I represented Australia at both the Rio Paralympics in 2016 and at the World Equestrian Games in Tryon in 2018. I was an eventer in a past life, and then after my accident decided to start my para-dressage career and haven't looked back. So my horse Zidane is, he's actually 17 now, and he's a Danish warm blood that was imported from by his previous owner. He's an absolutely incredible horse. I think our first event out ever was 3 weeks after I'd got him, and he actually went out to break an Australian freestyle record that weekend. And he'd never done any para riding before that, so I think it was just a testament to his amazing nature and ability. Really one in a million kind of horse. I owe him the world, really. He's amazing. My accident was in 2013, which was actually in April, and it will be 6 years this April. To communicate with Zidane effectively, having limited use of my legs, I'm able to use voice commands, which Zidane responds really well to. I still think that, you know, doing my para dressage riding, I'm still able to get a real kick out of that, and you know, I love a challenge, so I guess it's just even more of a challenge for me now than it was before. But as I said, with a horse like Zidane, you know, he makes the job easy. 6 months after my accident that I was able to get back in the saddle, and you know, it was a decision that I made very early on that I wanted to ride again. For me, it wasn't really a question of if I could ride again, but when I could ride again.
Emma Booth, you are an inspiration to us all. I love the line there, it wasn't if, but when I was going to ride. It really has been from day one since that accident 6 years ago that you were determined.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was only 2 weeks after my accident actually that I got given an iPad, and I started Googling when I was in bed in hospital the Paralympics and dressage, para-dressage, and that's when I first saw that the next games was going to be held at Rio. And I remember Mum and Dad coming to visit me that night, and they came into my room and I said, guys, I'm not an eventer anymore, I'm a dressage rider now, and I'm going to go to Rio. And it wasn't really, you know, a realistic kind of goal at the time, but, you know, things kind of fell into place. And, you know, when I had my first ride 6 months later, that's when I kind of decided that, hey, it actually might be a go and we'll give it a real crack. And we did, and here we are today.
Brett, this is the coolest thing about horses, isn't it? It's a leveller. It's a real, like, brings us all back to what we love. It's a passion, and you can see it here with Em.
Oh, absolutely, Tim. Emma's story is inspirational, and yeah, we've seen it happen right from the beginning, and really impressed, and can't say, you know, I love watching her ride.
It truly is, and Em, we're so privileged to have her here riding tomorrow at 12:20. You'll be able to watch it on the live stream. You'll also be able to watch it here live, and I'm sure if you come out, Emma's more than happy to have a selfie with you and sign an autograph as well. So,
Sure.
But Em, you've been here today. You have been jumped into the commentary box. Hey, look out, Dressage World. I think there's a new commentary duo in there. I'm going to fly on her coattails and be her wingman, because she does a pretty good job.
Yeah, very good. Very, very good. The pair of you are great.
Oh, thanks, Pubs. You have to say that. But, mate, I reckon we jump into some footage today. We kicked off today with the CDIJ, Rosie Cook and KH Arian took out the junior. We then went straight on to the CDIY, and Daisy Fielding won with Fairbanks Da Vinci, and great to see our young riders stepping up here this morning again, guys, and doing a super job.
Daisy has come down from Queensland. She's trained by Nicole Tuff, and we had dinner with them on Tuesday night, and Daisy was determined to come down here and put some good scores on the board, which she's done.
Hasn't her coach had a great show too, Nicole Tuff? She has just so strong, our leading medium horse, and then did very well in the freestyle today as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good competitor.
And it's great for these young riders, and I think anyone at home, get out, get training, come and compete at these big shows, because this is where you step up.
Absolutely, and I mean that's the reason we have the young rider classes, the CDIJ, CDIY, and to bring young riders through the levels, but also we have the medium level here, which is also something that people can aspire to, because you get enough lessons, you buy a good horse, get enough lessons, you will make medium and come and compete at Willinga Park.
Either of these guys do coach too. Emma does a lot of coaching these days, as does Brett, so I'm sure there's a great starting point for people. We then went on today straight into the Grand Prix Special, the CDI 4-star, and I must say a little bit of a favourite for myself. I love to see Rosie do well. She's such a competitor. Brought this horse on, her and Heath, they breed them, they break them in, they produce them, take them through to Grand Prix is a pretty good thing, pretty good story.
Yeah, absolutely, and Rosie's owners are here as well. And this horse, funnily enough, has been handed back to Rosie and Heath 5 times. And that's the reason why Rosie has kept him, because he keeps coming back, because he's a quirky little character. And Rosie's about the only one that can actually really connect with him. So what do you think, Emma?
I mean, I've always just completely loved watching Rosie ride, and I think particularly with this horse, you can just see how incredibly soft she is, and she just makes it look very effortless, which I think, as you said, on a horse that can be quite quirky, to make it look easy is not actually that easy. So I think she does an amazing job, and yeah, I love her in this sport, and I love watching her ride and as a competitor, and I think it's also great to see how supportive she is of all the young up-and-coming riders as well.
Absolutely.
It was also great today while we're watching Rosie go to see the first day of the young horse classes up in the indoor arena. Robbie McKinnon doing a great job with nearly an 87% with her young 4-year-old. Yourself, Brett, with a 86 or 80. Was that about
86
right?
something.
86.6, I think, with your horse, and then Jaden Brown with his lovely 6-year-old to be leading those 3 series. And they were a really good class, well supported, lots of spectators watching on, and really getting into the judges' comments at the end of each class.
Yeah, absolutely. And the young horse classes always bring in the people who are interested in breeding and the people who are interested in looking at the future of the sport. And with all the leaders today over 80, I mean, that's great.
It's so interesting because we're talking about young horses, and then you watch this horse with Rosie, and the Grand Prix Special, such a lovely test. It hasn't been changed for a long time. It's been that similar test, but it was a lovely one to watch. I actually really enjoyed that today, and it's a lovely flowing test to sort of get into as a spectator.
The horses always trot better because you're passaging, you're trotting, your extended trot, your passage, and the horses always get more lift out of the special.
It was interesting today too, Brett, to see who didn't start. I know Sue said last night off the screen she wasn't going to start. Not compulsory for those 4-star horses, but I think some may have improved through today going into the freestyle tomorrow.
Yeah, look, it's not always done that people will do the 3 Grand Prix Special, Grand Prix Freestyle. I didn't used to do it. Now I do it more and more often because I find that the special is a nicer test to ride.
Well, we got into tonight, we've had 3 freestyles, the medium and the advanced, and then the intermediate one. It was going to be the battle of all battles here today. It was going to see whether Jaden Brown could hold on. But Parbs, you gave him a great run for his money with Sky Diamond, owned by Terry Snow and the team here at Willinga Park. And it was great to see him step up in an atmospheric arena this evening.
Yeah, look, it was great. I mean, I was determined to get Beans, we call him Beans, to really get him to try his best today, and I think it's probably the best he's ever trotted for me through the test.
I know Emma was sitting upstairs with me in the commentary box, and I think she thinks that she'd do a better job. Is that not right, Em?
Look, I did say that I wouldn't mind having a sit, okay? And then hearing Brett just before saying that sometimes he has, too reactive to the leg, I'm thinking, that might work in my favour.
Yeah, look, I mean, he's a lovely horse, and he's still only green at the level, which I've still got to remind myself from time to time. But I'm finding gears in him that I haven't had before. So I'm quite excited by his future. But Em, I'll tell you what, we might get you up there. He's very sweet.
Hey, watch this space here. If it happens, guys, I promise you I'll have a camera on it. But this man here, Jaden Brown, Da Vinci L, with Lauren George's horse from Queensland. It was a lovely test. There was some 8s in there. I think there was even a 9 somewhere through the scoring. It's a hard horse to beat.
Very hard, and a very good rider. I've said it 3 nights in a row now, and this guy is very, very good. He's been in England, been very competitive in England, come back to Australia. He's now on good horses with the support of a good owner. I mean, we've really got to watch Jaden. He could be, and he was telling me today that this horse is doing nearly everything for the Grand Prix. So going forward to Tokyo, which is not far away, but Jaden's the sort of guy that could get this horse ready for Tokyo. You know, we might have another combination here that we didn't know about.
And that's so exciting. Of course, Emma, you're talking Tokyo with Zidane at this stage as well. He's 17 now.
Yes.
And it'd be great to see him there with the green and gold colours and the Australian flag again.
Yeah, well, that's the aim. So we'll give it a go.
I watch Jade and I just think he doesn't look like he's doing too much at all. He's so smooth as a rider, and that horse, I think I said to Emma, and we have a bit of a joke off air because I am a show jumper, there is no two ways about it, but I'm getting more and more into this dressage.
No, you are, I'll give you that.
Emma was giving me lots of points, and he's so smooth, isn't he, as a horse?
He said he looked very smooth. I said, yes, he does. he makes it look quite effortless. Really effortless. He just made it look easy. That test today, it was really, really nice to watch. It was super flowing. Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Look, I think all in all, people are going to be watching at home thinking it's the Jaden Brown show, you know, but it's not. He's risen to the top, and you know they say a pressure cooker makes diamonds, and he's creating them.
Absolutely. And let's just hope it can hold for next week. I mean, we'll all line up again, and we're in another venue, so we all go to the indoor and we switch the show around, and we have to try and do the same thing next week in the indoor, and I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be interesting to see how the horses convert over, but of course tomorrow, just before we finish up tonight, the Grand Prix Freestyle, what are our thoughts going into that? Have we got anyone that we're keeping a good eye on?
Yeah, look, Sue Hearn.
I'm giving this without notice to these guys, by the way. I just thought of this as we're wrapping up.
It's a good point. But Sue Hearn, Rosie Ryan, they're two to watch for. I mean, they're very, very clever, the pair of them. But you can't also throw out Mary Warren, because Mary Warren has come here and she's put her best foot forward as well. So I think there's 3 strong contenders straight up.
She was only half a point behind Rosie today in the Grand Prix Special, so she's knocking on the door.
Yeah.
And she usually puts together a really great freestyle, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what Mary brings to the table tomorrow.
I'm going to throw a real roughie out there because I believe that she just got a little lost today, but Leslie Ann Taylor with her horse in a freestyle tomorrow, that horse, when we were watching the trends up in the commentary box today, because we can see the things, she was coming in and she was constantly up on the 70% mark. That's where she was trending until she had those 2 little errors. The first error knocked her back a little bit, and then a little confusion there. But look, that horse, it is got gears that we haven't seen this show.
Yeah, I agree. It's a wonderful horse, and let's hope Leslie Ann can get herself into a place where she's very focused, no distractions, and put together a big freestyle, because you know that can win also.
Big money here tomorrow, the richest prize pool that we have seen in a dressage competition. Someone's going to go home tomorrow, I think, with over $6,000 in cash, which is unheard of here in Australia. So exciting. Make sure you come and join us from 1:30 tomorrow afternoon for the 4-star CDI freestyle competition. It's going to be amazing. Emma, of course, 12:20. Looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Get out in the arena and see what we come up with.
And Brett, we might even hoodwink you into the commentary box tomorrow. You never know your luck. And it's been great today. But from here, Brett, thank you so much. Em, thank you so much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here tonight on our daily wrap. Of course, it'll be going up on our Facebook page. Make sure you use the hashtag Willinga Park. But from here at Willinga Park, day 3, Dressage by the Sea. It's been run, said, one and done. Jaden Brown, the man of the moment for 3 days in a row. Who's going to go home victorious tomorrow in the Grand Prix freestyle competition, the first ever 4-star freestyle in the Southern Hemisphere? Find out here, watch this space. We'll wrap it all up again tomorrow night. But from here at Willinga Park, thanks for joining us and good night.